Welcome to Interceptor Beyond podcast. My name is Arthur, and today it's the first episode of the Green Room Sessions, where I attend gigs and interview musicians right there somewhere at the backstage. Usually it's a green room. As a contrast to the main podcast, which is more like a studio recording, the Green Room Sessions is raw and almost unedited. You'll hear some background music, maybe some people talking. The beginning of the episode will start outside, but then after 1 minute, after realizing that it's not really possible to record there, we move to the green room at the backstage. And that's where all the interviews took place. I did cut out only maybe 2 minutes from this episode. The edits are minimal. And today we have three interviews with three really cool bands, Speck, Lupus, and Mothers of the Land. And each interview is followed by the band's song. And in the end of the episode, I have a small summary that I recorded at home. So check out the bands. The links are in the description to this episode. Also, the chapter codes, the time codes, to the parts of the episode are also in the description. Don't forget to subscribe because more cool stuff is coming up. And that's it. Enjoy. We'll start with Speck.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm the drummer for Speck. And I really fucking love drumming.
Soundcheck. Hi, I'm Lisa. I play the bass.
Hi, I'm Marcella. I'm playing the guitar.
And the band tonight is Speck, right?
Yeah.
When I told my friends today that I'm going to interview Speck, they're like, Speck, I like that name. Awesome. So I know your band. You started a couple of years ago, in 2018, I think, something like this. And I know your band because of Days Confused. Somehow they invited you to play at one of the first gigs, I think.
Yes.
That was our second gig, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't remember exactly the band with whom you played. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright, let's do it over again.
Actually, it's good that we need to start over because you finally relaxed a bit.
Yes.
We don't need to start that over. Actually, I'm recording all this time. So once again, we met at Days Confused show, organized by Vienna and Nicholas, right? Yeah. Great organizers, great people. So you played with some bands from United States, right?
Yes, it was Ecstatic Vision. We were really excited because I was a long-time fan of them. And then our second gig was with them and I was like, that's for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you were you nervous, or was it a blast? I mean, you asked me if I was nervous before the interview or during the interview. I am, I can accept that. What about you?
I, for my part, can say I was nervous because it was we rehearsed once in summer, once before the first gig, rehearsing again, and then it was the second gig with Ecstatic Vision. Yeah. So obviously we were not sure about the whole where it would evolve and the whole concept. So yeah, I was definitely nervous.
But then you played. I think I was there. I mean, I don't remember anything fucked up, so it means that everything was fine. How was experience for you?
I mean, it was great. I mean, you have to tell the whole story because in the beginning we weren't the band. We were just some guys who had just met each other, and we had the opportunity just to play the gig because the other band of Patrick wasn't able to play. So we said, all right, we play. And Nick and Verena from Destined Confused were at the show. It was in the Café Carina. And then 2 weeks later we were booked for the Dazed and Confused show, and this was actually the starting point for the band actually. And then ever since we just went on, and some people people liked the stuff that we were doing, and so we just kept on doing it, and now we're a band, I guess.
Yeah. So it was a happy accident.
Yes.
Pure. That's a cool story. It's it's not all right, I started the band and boring stuff. No,
Right.
that's a cool stuff.
Yeah.
We need to mention that what's interesting about your band is that you play instrumental music, right? There's not much singing. There's
Not
maybe
much.
some a little bit of
And a lot of improvisation.
and a lot of improvisation, right? So you like jamming a lot and recording.
Like 90 to 95% is jammed. When we play, we just talk about who will start or in which theme we're kind of going. If we like maybe starting slower or if you like fall to the floor from the beginning. That's the only thing that we're talking about when we are playing, and everything after that is just improvised and jammed, and yeah.
So today is going to be also improvised, especially in this heat.
Yes, absolutely.
And Julia, Lisa, sorry, I have your names here. Sorry about this. I'm also fucked up because of the heat. Where are we? Can you tell the people where are we? They could.
At the moment, we're at Arena in Vienna. It is a great location. There are some buildings made out of old bricks. It used to be a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
But we're very thankful that today this is a music location.
Tell us about the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Also, yeah.
Well, it's pretty hot today, but
It's 35 degrees, 36.
that's true. That's why you need to get a beer as soon as possible.
At the Bierwoche, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're at Arena, and it's a beer walk, so there are several bands per day in this week. I mean, I have to tell it to the international people, and we're in Vienna, you know. It's Saturday, and it's around 6 o'clock, so that people understand how we feel right now. All right, so we know how you started. I think you recorded an album. You have an album, right? One.
Yes, we recorded an album. The album was also jammed. There was just one track that we went in the studio with the idea of this riff, and we just went with it, and everything else was just jammed, and that's it. And the next album is gonna be like that.
And first of all, I mean, I really like the album. Secondly, I really like the album cover.
An old friend of mine, Leonie Mattis is her name. She went to school with me, and she studied illustration in Hamburg in Germany. And someday I was just sitting somewhere with Lisa, and I just showed her the Instagram account, like, oh my god, this is so goofy, you need to see this. And then
It's very 90s.
yeah, it is very 90s, and she also did the whole thing in Microsoft Paint, I think.
No.
Yeah, almost everything is made in Microsoft Paint.
Holy shit, why it's not written in the band description?
Yeah, that's why you are here.
So I'm gonna give you ideas.
Yeah. So that you can give some background information for you.
I will give you.
Yeah.
I can give you a lot of notes.
Yeah, and we just asked her, and I don't know. We knew that this album cover would polarize, and we were not sure if this would be an appropriate thing to do. But in the end, it paid off, I think. Yeah.
In my experience, for example, I interviewed the band Broom, and they have the white bunny on the front cover, but they're a doom metal band, right? So I asked them, oh, you're so like cool and stuff. That's why you put the bunny there, like. And they said, no, it was a joke. We just made it as a joke, and that's it. So. The more controversial you can be, the better it is, I think, you know, like, it depends.
It depends, yeah.
I remember some YouTube comments like, we came for the cover, but it stayed for the sound.
But it's great, great. It means that the cover is working and the music is working, you know, stayed for the sound.
And also from a friend of mine, his children, they totally love this cover, and we're always kind of like, can we hear some Speck?
It's great. You pressed a vinyl and it sold out. Yeah. And now, tell me this, what's up with the album right now at the moment?
The first album is sold out, and we also have today our repress with us. So our first album got repressed via Tonsonen Records, and the official release will be on the 19th of August. And today we have some copies already here, and there's also some other stuff coming up this year still. I don't know, but there's still some things coming up. Yeah, and there's also gonna be an album for next year.
How did you get on Tonsonen Records?
We got a mail on Christmas evening, and actually we wanted to write them because it was one of our labels that we liked, because we are friends with Kombinat Robotron, for example. They are also on Tonsonen Records, and then we said around Christmas time we need a break, we need time for the family, and then on Christmas Eve we got a mail from Tonsonen Records that they want to sign us. So we just said, yeah, let's do it.
Come on, some friends helped you out, don't lie.
I don't know. I mean, Kombinat Robotron certainly helped us in that way, but other than that, I don't know.
Okay, from what I hear, it's normal. I mean, not normal, but I mean, it's not like friends helping out. You know, I mean, it's real. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just asked about the friends just for as a joke. Don't worry.
There's mutual admiration for Kombinat, and we also met them last year, this year. When we played in Dresden and in Halle in Germany, we met for the first time, and for a year we were like, you could say, how do you say?
Letter buddies.
Letter buddies. Yeah, we were letter buddies, and we pen pals, yes.
Yeah.
And then we met each other, and I don't know, they're just like we've knew them for years. They are very, very nice people, and like with Tonsonen Records and playing the gigs with them, and also with Electric Moon, it was like a natural fit. Yeah.
I mean, the whole Tonsonen Records is high quality stuff. I think they focus on instrumental music, right?
Yeah.
I know a band, Vespero, they're also pretty good from that band. All right, and so you play instrumental music. For me, instrumental rock is like classical music in a way that, not in a bad way, obviously, but in a way that you can enjoy it no matter what country it is, for example. No matter where it plays, it's a music, pure music, so you don't get hinged on the lyrics. And regarding this, I know you don't have singing in your music, but what do you think about the lyrics? Are they helping or like distracting from the music?
That's a tough question, actually.
I only ask tough questions.
Yeah. Sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. When we recorded we just finished our recordings for the next album that is coming on next year via Tonsonen Records, and we had literally no lyrics and no vocals in there, so we just went instrumental for that. And at the moment, I'm thinking it's also very nice, but we will see how it turns out when we mix the stuff. And I mean, when we're playing live, I think it's very nice because we can somehow low-key cue each other, and it gives people some sort of, oh, there's another element. There's not just the guitar and drums and bass. And I think you must not do it all the time, but when you have the feeling it's good, then it's probably good. Yeah.
Maybe on the general question, like how lyrics influence music, I think for me it's lyrics in English was always like another instrument, but I could also read some meaning into the music of the people that have written it, and which I got a lot of songs on top of my head where I said, yeah, the lyrics really mean a lot to me. However, I have always had to read them up again because it's not natural for me to process English lyrics like English, and so I'm always listening to it as like another instrument. And from that kind of view, I always have the feeling like Marcel's guitar is telling a story, like other lyrics are usually, or the singing is telling a story. So I usually go with that flow where it fits. That's my.
So music is your language, your communication thing, like direct, one-to-one.
Yeah, I guess.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. We're gonna jump around between topics and questions, so don't worry, because fuck it. So you've never played here, right? At this place.
We have played at Arena Basel before with our friends from Half Baked Cheese.
Yes.
That was a great gig. But we've never played the open air stage at Arena, so that is new to us.
Is it like the first gig that you have in a while? I mean, I haven't followed. When was the last gig in general for you?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, right?
3 weeks ago, we played in Netherlands and in Köln. In Netherlands with our good friends from D and DW. D and W. D und DW.
This is like a side project from Bismuth. Yes.
Yeah. Really, really cool. Really love the guys. Thanks again to Peter for everything.
Yeah.
And in Köln we were playing with Astral Compact. Awesome stoner band.
Yeah.
And our friends from the Neue Planet, we organized it. We're really grateful that we both helped us out so much.
So you already started the international career, touring around Europe. Next is United States.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll see about that.
But did Tonzonen somehow helped you out with the touring part, or they just focused on?
They give us contacts if they have some, and they help us out where they can. Yeah.
So I guess once you're on Tonzonen on a label, you get you become recognized as a band, and they already, like, if there's a promoter, they see that you're on Tonzonen, for example. It's like, okay, quality stuff. You know, it's easier to get booked.
It's like a sigil or something that you know, in Austria there's like also the Ammergütesiegel. The Ammergütesiegel is put on meat when the quality is good, but it's all a scam. But it's like the same, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're signed on a label that has some kind of reputation, I mean, there are a few labels in Germany that are very specialized, like also Sulatron Records or Tonzonen Records and stuff. When you manage to get on there, it's usually a good thing, yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, it's also a lot of word by mouth and talking with the people and getting into the whole scene, and then you get all the contacts and so on. Yeah. So booking is still a lot of work, but it got easier.
You do your booking yourself?
Yeah, mostly. We were really lucky till now because we got the good support from like Dazed and Confused. We also helped us to play in Czech Republic. We got in contact on Facebook with like Peter, who got us organized and connected with Netherlands and with other people. So it's like, it's a good scene, and if we like you, we recommend you.
All right, and so so the plan now is to record. Have you recorded a new album already?
It's already recorded, and at the moment we are mixing the stuff and sorting out what will make to the album, and that's it. Actually, there's also a split album coming out via Sulatron Records with Intercosmos. It's already in the pressing plant, but I don't have any date on that. But yeah, the next album is already finished, but we're in mixing and mastering is still on the to-do list, and yeah.
How different is it from the previous album? Music, maybe you recorded in some different way, maybe there's some concept different behind it, you know?
So we spent a lot of time and effort in upping our rehearsal room. Especially Patrick and myself put quite some effort into it. And we had a sound engineer with us, Gödi. Many thanks to Gödi.
Yeah.
He's our spirit animal and our guy for anything. Yeah. So that's different from our first album. Our first album was recorded in a studio, and I would say that's quite the difference to record in your own rehearsal room, where there's coffee and all kind of things.
And alcohol.
Yeah.
Or you don't drink when you record.
Well, we do.
I drink for all the three of us. I gotta admit that.
I honestly got to say, for this album I didn't drink anything or something else during the recording, because it was like focus and being in the moment.
So it is different from the previous album.
Yeah, it is different because I think it sounds more like us and how we perceive ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we put really, really a lot of effort and iterations into the sound process. We had some really good takes and we would like to release them, and we are like, yeah, but we made such huge jumps on the sound perspective that we sound outdated to us.
Yeah.
So we worked really, really a lot on that, because how we play and how we sound is, at least for me, a major influence on what I'm playing and how I'm playing. So from that perspective, it's quite different from the first album. However, it's still us, and we were the same people on the first album. So it's a refined version of us.
Yeah.
You get Speck.
I would also say it's a more refined version of us. The first album was like, Corona hit every musician out there, and you couldn't do any concerts, couldn't do any shows. So we just went into the studio and made the best out of it. And thanks to God and everyone who supported us that this.
God?
No. Thanks to everyone who supported us. I don't know. Thanks to Alex Watagin, who recorded this piece with us, while we couldn't play any concerts, and I think this was a good decision. But we weren't really sure what this is going to be with us. We knew that we were okay. We're playing, and we're a band now, and we are doing some gigs, and it would be nice to record an album, and we did that. But I think the next album is going to be more like us and more from the heart, and everything. We like to do everything. We like to do everything on ourselves. We also print our T-shirts ourselves. We also, like Patrick does the booking for us, and we recorded everything ourselves and stuff. And I think it's going to be very nice, and it's up to the listener if they like the first album more or the second album. I think you have to kind of go forward as a musician and develop something. I don't know. You can't sound the same all the time, and I think it's important to how did you say it? To refine it. It's like this. If you think like of Speck in a big tank, the second album is the distilled extraction of that.
I had some vegan camembert at home the last weeks, and on the inside it was like, so yeah, if it develops some punch and some stench over the time, it's like the culture's developing still and so on. That's it. Our vegan camembert cultures have developed.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, usually the first album is you getting to know each other. It's just like a trying out if it works out for any band, Usually, sometimes it takes 3-4 albums to get the right, Like if you talk to the history, read the history of many famous bands, man, some people were not discovered for 10 years, But you have a good start, it's going, the momentum is going, so just hold on to it, keep doing what you're doing. you're doing it right. So
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
wish you all the best with that. So we're like almost done for now, because later this interview is a first interview just to get to know you. But later, if you would like, we would make a proper episode just dedicated to your band, if you would
really?
like to. Maybe when
Maybe when the next album comes out.
when the next album comes out. And usually I put the song at the end of the interview, of the episode. So which song would you like me to put your song at the end of this part?
Wait, let's. Do you have fun? Let's all say it on three.
I'm really proud of the Met session, and any bit of the Met session is like, you can take that and I won't say anything. But I really like, I think a hidden gem of our first album is Firmament. I really like this tune, yeah. But I don't know, let's ask Patrick here.
For me, it's probably Mega Chunk.
Mega chunk, yeah.
Yeah, because it's I totally lost where we are in the tune, and I was doing some weird changes, and we caught up instantly on it. That's like such a Speck moment where I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
I've lost time as a drummer, and I have got to honestly commit that it sometimes happens. And we all snap together again. That's really great.
Yeah, that was some great Speckitude. Me, I like the Met session a lot, personally. But from the first album, I would say the title track, Unkraut. I just like how it's
Oh
8
yeah,
minutes
I meant Unkraut, sorry. I meant Unkraut.
Oh, you did?
Unkraut, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost 2 years since we've recorded this, so I would say it's Unkraut.
And we never played the stuff live.
Because we can't. We can't play. Well, we were asked once on a concert to play a song from the album, and we were so confused by it that that we did it, but we did it just like 5 minutes, and then we totally changed the direction, and it took a whole nother. It grew into a whole nother beast. And then after the concert, the guy came up to us and said, "Yeah, the first thing was great, but did you improvise the rest? Because I didn't recognize it." And yeah, I mean, we're a jam band. We tried to write stuff, and we tried to come up with ideas and record them like 3-4 times after another, but it doesn't work. We can't do it. And
Yeah, the first take always has the most
magic.
energy.
Yeah. The next album is all first takes, once played. I tried sometimes, like I'm a drummer, I have a range of mind, like, hey, can we do this, can we do that? It always got worse.
So Unkraut, you want to say, or maybe like a song that a good introduction to your band.
I mean, you could also pick just pick a song. I don't know.
No, I don't do that.
You don't do that? Okay, then let's just go with Unkraut, yeah. The title track of the first album. I think the bass line in the beginning is very nice, and the drums are like very repetitive and stuff. It grooves, and then I think that would be a good introduction to our band, yeah.
All right, then we're gonna put it at the end. Also, are there still vinyls left online that you can buy?
Just the repress.
But still, right?
Yeah.
Where can people get it?
They can order them via Tonsonen Records. They can buy them today if they're lucky enough to be at the arena. And
We'll put some online on Bandcamp.
yes,
It will be released on the 19th of August as well. And of course we're bringing vinyl to our concerts.
And it got remastered, the second press.
Yeah.
Am I right? The second press could also
it's going to be released in
Yeah.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it also got remastered.
Yes.
Yeah, new remastering on the second press.
Yeah.
Check it out. Not online, only on vinyl.
Also a completely new cut. It got new. the negative for the record was completely made new, and yeah, also the mastering was done again.
All right, and on what social media can people follow you? What's the best one so that they can stay in touch with you?
Like Instagram or Facebook.
Bandcamp
Also.
So basically, if they want to get in touch with you, it's the best ways in touch is Instagram. If they want to book you,
If they want to book us, yeah, they can do that. We also have a mail address on our Bandcamp, or some booking informations. But Facebook, some people try to book us over Facebook, some people try to book us on Instagram. We respond to everyone, so.
For an honest, in-touch experience, I still recommend physical being here at the concert.
absolutely. I'm in the presence of the band. It's really pleasant experience. I really recommend it to everyone. Come to Vienna, check out the band. And guys, thank you very much for this.
Thank you very
I
much.
wish you all the best.
Yeah.
And see you live a bit later, and see you live in the next future concert.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Speck. And now let's talk to Lupus.
So, a little bit of context. Now I'm recording. I'm talking to Lupus, and Lupus already played. They were the first band, and I really enjoyed this concert. It was hard rock, sweaty, but somehow I feel that because of this hotness, this weather, everybody were on the same field, like feeling, like everybody got into the music faster than usual. Well, that's what I wanted to say. Oh, by the way, how I know about you? I saw your show when the guys from Atom Womb organized Fractal Nights. It was in Fenster, and I made a poster. That's okay. No problem. And I made a poster for that event. That's how I know.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and that's how I know about the band. I know you. That's why I talk to you, right?
Yeah, it was
So
one of the first Fractal Nights, right?
the first one,
Very first.
I made the poster, the yellow one.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's your name?
It's David Henry David.
And what do you play?
Play the E-Gitarre.
Leo, I play bass.
I'm Oski, I play electric guitar.
Michi and drums.
Samuel, I'm the singer.
So, first of all, I want to say that I talked to the brother of the drummer. Who's the drummer? Yeah, I talked to your brother, and he said that you don't like social media. You don't like anything that, like this technology, old boring shit.
No, it's not that we don't like it, we're just not good at it.
We're not
We
very
would-
talented.
We would like to be better at it, but we don't think so much about it. We should think about it more, I think.
Well, if you want to go commercial, that's a thing. Then you need to think about it a little bit more. But I mean, you look like the band that is like old school rock and roll. Would you agree or not?
Yeah, but still making money would be nice. A bit, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Actually, we don't care about the money. We're doing it for the fun. Leo.
Such lies, I like it. You start like a normal musician, and then in the end, you're gonna be.
The lies are starting already.
Yeah, you're gonna be like thinking about contracts in the end, like who's gonna get a little bit of this or that. No, but seriously, like what's your plan? I mean, at least for this year. I'm starting with the hard questions already.
Yeah, we recorded our second album now, and we're planning to launch our first single now in August. But we didn't do a video clip yet, so you see our social media. How do you call it?
Well, the problem is that there's not much information online. I mean, social media, but it was not easy to find even your names. I had to check out Spotify to see the names of who's who,
Probably no one should know our names.
Well, it's a problem like for people like me, I want to talk to you and I want to know your names, so I would like to have a press page somewhere with your names, biography, some basic stuff, so it's easier for me to, like just to know what's up, how to address you at least.
The problem with this social media thing is Michi and I play in 3 other bands.
I heard.
Henry plays in two bands. So if it was only Lupus, maybe we would be able to focus more on these things. But we're always switching, so it's not so easy.
Actually,
To
it would be
keep
a full-time job,
Yeah,
but because of less money making, it's not possible. So there is another job.
Well, you have 3 jobs. You have this band, 2 more bands,
They don't.
and social media, and nothing is getting money.
understand.
Yeah, but whatever. It's just about like fun. Like we Lupus, we play now since more than 5 years. I stopped counting, and yeah, it's just always fun. Always when we are on stage.
Way more than 5 years.
You started in 2016, I think.
The thing is, we are good friends and we enjoy making music together. That's the point.
Well, that's what a music manager would like to hear, because that you're dedicated to your music.
Yeah, we like each other and we enjoy having fun together at our room where we're making music, and we enjoy playing concerts as well, but not that often. But when, then we enjoy.
It's not the first time you play at Arena Bison, no?
No.
Yes, but we played at the arena, the big hall.
We played at the big hall.
You opened for somebody, no?
A year ago. We opened for Avalanche.
10-year anniversary of Avalanche, and yeah, we opened it.
It was quite an experience.
Because it was sold out because of Corona.
I wanted to ask you about Corona. How did it affect you? So, in this case, it was good.
No, it was fucked up, of course. Fucking Corona was.
I mean, I didn't get it.
We were used to play concerts every month, and then with the Corona start, we played a concert a year.
Yeah, but you mean playing the big hall? It was because
that's what I mean. It was sold out. It was sold out.
Because there were limited seats.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's been a long time ago. I forgot. Oh, that sucks. Okay.
But still, the people were standing on the chairs, so.
Yeah, at least Umut. He's the best.
Umut is our biggest fan, or
Who is Umut? We should say hello to Umut, right?
Yeah, say hello to Umut. Umut is our man.
Umut is a Viennese legend. He's
bartender at Kreisky, and he were bartender at other bars, legend bars, and he's the man.
And he plays our music in the bars.
Is he active on social media?
Yeah.
So we're gonna use him to promote this podcast and you.
Yeah.
He will share it he will share it for sure.
Okay, I know who to contact.
He's the one who's doing the most social media for us.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's called Rote Bierdose on Instagram. So
We saw what he heard on Spotify in 1 year, and Lupus was at the first place.
Oh my God, he's like a super fan. If he's a super fan, he's like a family member. Like superhuman, super fan. Keep him. I don't know. Make him your roadie or merch guy.
If we ever go on tour, Umut is going with us.
When was the last time you were on tour, or not so much?
We never went on tour. We are going on tour, but in October. It's like a mixed tour with 3 bands. We're not too sure about how it's gonna go, but yeah, Germany.
Ourselves. So we don't know yet.
But it's not the first tour.
Yes, it is. We didn't do a tour yet. We just went to how is it called? Osttirol, to a festival with a friend of ours who has a camper van. That was a tour experience for us, but it was just 1 day. So
okay, but how was this tour experience? What happened there? I'm sure if you had one, something happened there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, some of the guys took LSD, so it was great.
I love it.
We were treated like rock stars.
all right. So it was a pleasant experience, eh?
Yeah. So people asked me to bring them to backstage, and I thought, okay. But backstage was a really fucked up place. But still, there was beer.
Yeah, there was something, at least some beer. So you never recovered from that tour. You're still touring, I guess, mentally.
Yeah, dreaming about it, of course.
Okay, so you released an album a couple of years ago, I think.
3 years?
3 years ago, right?
2 years.
January 21.
3? 2?
Yeah, and now you recorded a new album and you have a single and more stuff. When is new stuff coming out, first of all?
That's a big question.
No, it's not this year.
Let's say it's autumn. Just say autumn.
Autumn is a good.
New album, autumn this year.
Single is coming, let's say September, and the whole album is coming in autumn.
Or maybe winter, but actually autumn.
When are your next gigs? Because this podcast will come out next week on Wednesday.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
17th of November in
Of course. On 17th of November, there's gonna be a big thing. So we have these 3 bands. It's Ando, plus Austrian, and us, Lupus. And it's kind of a mixture band. So it's Michi on the drums in every band. It's Leo on the bass in every band. And so there are a few more friends in the other bands, and we're having this mixture, nice thing going on, hand in hand band thing that we're gonna change every 2 songs. The singer, the guitarists, and pianists, and synthesizer peoples, and all the other peoples will do some other crazy stuff, but it's going to be a big thing. And yeah, 17th of November, let's come to
Where?
Fluke.
Flying
Vienna.
Flying band change, like everyone on stage, all 3 bands, and switching all the time between the bands and the songs.
Band for band goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's a challenge.
that's a challenge. I mean, the drummer's gonna die. The drummer's gonna die. That's why you should come to see a drummer die on stage. That's perfect.
Come see me die. Come see me.
He's quite young. He will do a great job.
But it's definitely an experience. Like 3 gigs at the same time, kind of. All right. So a quick history lesson in a way. How did it all start? The Lupus thing?
It started with me and Oski in the small chamber in the 1st district with some 2 other friends of us, and then Henry joined us, and then we had a band called, I don't know, for 2 years, and then some other guys joined us, and I don't know, it all started.
So just
The first room was like going to hell because it was really deep downstairs, and we drew a pentagram on the walls.
you went the full Slayer. You went the Slayer. You wanted to be like Slayer, and you saw a pentagram, but it turned out you became Lupus.
Let's call it like this.
But the band, the way it's now, we joined 5 years ago, Michi and I. 4 years ago?
3, 4, yeah.
4 or 5? Corona is 3 years already. 4 or 5 years, more or less. So, and there was also a maybe a subtle switch of music genre direction, maybe.
A little bit.
It's getting a bit more krauty. Can I say krauty? It's getting a bit more
Little less stonery, maybe.
We got a smooth rhythm section, and we're pretty lucky to have them.
All right. The Fractal Nights was, I think, oh my god, it was before Corona. So I guess maybe I even heard you when you were more stoner. I won't be surprised. I don't remember when was the Fractal Nights thing. I think it was at least 3 years ago.
It was 19, right?
So, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So at that time you were already like moved to the new genre.
Yeah. We started really early in this cemetery thing, in the second underfloor, and it was in the first district, which was the contrary thing. And yeah, we walked through the Kärntnerstraße in Vienna, and then we went into the door and went to the second cemetery floor, and was just fucked up, full of what you call in Spain, fungi. Fungi. Yeah, the mushroom things, you know. And all the amps were dying.
Mold.
Yeah, mold.
Not psychedelic mushroom, but mold. Mold around the walls because of the piss and the water in the air.
Psychedelic. We didn't try.
And we were hard rehearsing there, and we were really loud, and we were a lot of smoking, and police came sometimes, even there. Yeah, that's where it all began. And after a while, Michi and Leo joined us, and it was just a restart of everything, because yeah, rhythm section is fucking important to every band, and that's what they did. They made it just what we are now, and it's fucking great.
Awesome.
And when police came, they turned off the lights and they said, "Wow, the sound is pretty great, but you really gotta stop."
So confirmation about the police, the official statement of approval, it's all great. All right, so we see a progression in style, you're going different genre a little bit. So how is the new stuff that you have now? The new stuff is different from the stuff that you have now.
From the first album, you think?
Yeah.
I think it's different. It's very hard to explain for me.
We're trying to make each song different, maybe, so that it's not getting boring.
Was there an idea that, okay, this album, we're doing this and this, and we're forget about that shit? You know, like super limitations, or you just play it with like this music song, and that's it.
I mean, it's different between the members because we all listen to different stuff, but we kind of meet. I think I can say we meet at the kraut genre point. I think everybody enjoys it, like the stuff they are playing, like monotonic, not so much fucking around with melodies or structure, but more with dynamics and building up dynamics, going down. Long songs. I mean, they were always long, but now they're more to the point. Not so much, not so many melodies. Just a bit straighter, I think.
And it's even still hard for us to keep it, to keep it low with all the melodies and stuff. We try to slow it a little bit down with the.
But it's good for the ego, I think, because when you're playing kraut music, you're playing all the same, shaking your head to the same beat all the time, and sometimes a melody pops up, something builds up, but it's we're working together. It's not so much that someone makes a solo or then the other person makes a solo, but we're kind of building. Or that, I don't know if it's already happening, but I think that's the goal. Or for me, I think that's what I would like to make.
Do you think that subconsciously you're making it a little bit commercial, like sounding commercial, more easier to listen to?
I think so. Oski is shaking his head, but I think so. I don't know. I think I'm making the stuff I want to hear. I don't know if it's more commercial. For me, it's more commercial for my taste because I enjoy it more. But I don't know.
You don't agree?
I don't know. Lupus songs develop in many ways, and no matter what kind, Henry can always play something. Damn.
Well, I can say
English is
it's fine. I can tell you about how I experience. So for me, Lupus, when I say Lupus, it sounds like it looks and sound well. First of all, it looks like a band that you take from 70s, you know, and you bring it to the now. So, and what I mean is it has a genuine feel of rock and roll. You know, I like rock and roll, the classic one, hard rock and stuff, like that stuff. And that's the impression that I get when I see and I hear Lupus. I don't know if that's what you wanted to do or not.
It's in the core of everything we do, of course, this 70s sound. But I think for me what's interesting is trying to get out of the zone a bit, out of this thing, and make something new with it. It's not so easy, but I know we tried with the synthesizer, we tried with maybe influences from world music like Turkish, different kinds of melodies, not the straight up 4 to the floor, but trying to explore a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I talked to Speck and in general with musicians that the first album, the first 2 albums, or maybe the first 5 albums, is you just search for your sound of who you are as a band.
100%, that's true.
And then you kind of feel confident that okay, we kind of found what we want. We still want to experiment more, but it's kind of like we feel more confident about it.
I'm never totally confident, but still this searching thing is fun. So trying new stuff.
Probably when you're confident, it means you're too confident. It means that you're too maybe you're arrogant. You know, you start to think like, okay, I'm the king of the world. Fuck everybody, my shit is good, like say like this, you know.
There's many people like this. Yeah.
Oh, I know. We've seen them all. All right. So, I think it was with your band that you have some also skateboards. No, you don't have skateboards. It's different band.
Sure. Yeah. These 3, Samu, Oski, and Henry, are lifetime skaters.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I checked out your Bandcamp and I saw that you have skateboards as a merch.
Oh, that's true.
That's what I mean, and that's really cool.
The boards, the design of the boards is with our first album cover. His brother did it. The drummer's brother did it. Like really big on wood, and we took it as the album cover, and we used it on the board on Yama skateboards. It's a brand from the west side of Austria, and it's known west side.
But it happened because of friendly connections. I mean, he skates for Yama. The whole crew is kind of befriended with them. It wasn't deliberate that we wanted to make it just happened.
The thing is, we like Samu, Oski, and me. We are from Vorarlberg, and we met each other when we were like 10 years old, and we were used to go skating since then. And now we are, 30, living in Vienna, and still going skating. I mean, maybe a little bit less, but still going skating. And meanwhile we had this band, and still we wanted to connect it somehow, this music with the skateboarding thing.
But with the skateboards, what I want to say is that, and in general, is that your music is good, you look good, merch is good, you have some cool merch, right? You just need to keep doing what you're doing, as I tell all the bands that are doing it well. Maybe concentrate a little bit of making it more, I don't want to say commercial.
Say whatever you're thinking.
Well, I say like to all the bands. Like for example, I know that most of the bands and musicians and I also don't like the social media shit. You know, it takes a lot of time. But maybe not social media. You know, maybe more work a little bit more on building connections with other bands or people in the industry, so that they know who you are. You know, that's social media is only about telling people that you exist, and so that people don't forget about you. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah, but
I think you can do it also really fun. Because
Exactly.
Instagram can be so stuck up. You could, like, we are playing here at the 29th of September. Like, you can make also a bit funnier, but we are trying. We're kind of trying, I think. I don't know. It's tough. We are trying.
Well, start with just simple stuff like talking to your friends as usual, but maybe like tell story. I mean, spread more words among your friends. You know, like that stuff. This is social media is basically telling people that you know and you don't know what you do, and making it fun for the people who listen to you. That's
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same. It's the same with video clips. People don't want to listen to a song on YouTube if it doesn't have a catchy video clip. It's part of it. I don't know. I also think we should try more a bit. But yeah.
And I can tell you because I make music videos, so I see who's ordering them and for what reasons and that stuff.
You should do a music video for us.
We can discuss it. There are so many details. It's unbelievable.
For my part, I don't really like commercial music because normally it's quite boring and people only listen to it because it's playing on the radio and they turn on the radio and then they hear it while they are working and stuff, but they don't really enjoy it.
But you have to understand that Led Zeppelin was also commercial at the time and they're still good.
Who?
Led Zeppelin or
Led
whatever.
Zeppelin.
Or Slayer was probably also mainstream at some point. I don't think you have to get so stuck up with this thing of being underground.
It's not about reaching the mainstream.
Yeah, our music is not mainstream. We're not maybe not radio friendly, you know. We're just making our thing. It's more a bit maybe harder, a bit more rock and stuff. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I can tell you a story. What happened with the Black Keys? You know the Black Keys, right? So they were playing in the garage and everything's fine. Played a couple of gigs and then they become big. And then some whatever company talked to them and said, "We want to buy your music for our commercial." And they said, "Fuck you, we don't sell out. Fuck this." And it was fine. But then the whole family, all their relatives said, "We actually needed that money for our lives." You know, it's like, it's fine. You did what you did. I mean, rock and roll and stuff. But
the thing with the Black Keys is that they were actually really, really great. I really loved their songs, their old songs. But then when it became commercial, it really sucked. There was maybe one hit or something.
We are beer drinkers and sound makers, and I don't know. It doesn't mean in anything commercial.
all right, guys, we're already talking for like half an hour. Like I don't want to bother you anymore, and I'm really grateful for your time. At the end of the episode, I usually ask to put the song of the band. Which song do you want me to put at the end of the episode, of the interview? And it's better, and your band, yeah. And it's better when it's a good introduction to your band.
Ein Song vom Album. Welche Nummer?
At the moment, we don't enjoy playing our songs from the old album.
Okay, choose any other band.
You choose.
Maybe.
Yeah, everybody says I should choose. No, I don't choose. Because you choose a song that you feel about, and there are reasons.
I think our singer should choose because he writes a lot of lyrics and songs actually.
No, but it's not released yet.
So it should be a released one.
I mean, if you give me a one that's not released and it will come out on Wednesday, then fine. You should decide. Or if you want to, like, you don't know,
Maybe
it's better just tell me a song from the previous album, one.
my favorite is Bootless with the saxophone, and it's a lot of different stuff and some James Bond in it, and
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Some James Bonding and Clint Eastwooding.
It's a really long number, like 30 minutes, and it's starting quite easy with saxophone and delays and stuff, and then it's getting kind of heavy.
Ennio Morricone guitar lines.
Are you fucking shitting me? Is this for real?
No, it's not real. It's starting easy and then it's like in your face.
Okay, this episode is going to be like 4 hours long. All right, guys, thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for spreading the word, really.
at through eyes. Words can mean everything, are only vibrations in the air, just looking at through eyes.
Thanks, Lupus. And now let's talk to Mothers of the Land. First of all, a little bit of context. So everybody played, Speck just played, you played, you're the band Mothers of the Land, correct? Yeah. Really awesome band. So guys, first of all, I want to say that I really freaking enjoyed the gig that you played.
Thank you.
I really dig it. And also, one of the reasons, what I like about instrumental music, there's not much talking. There's a little bit of talking, a little bit mandatory talking. But man, the energy is really cool. Really dig it. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, thanks. It was intense today. Yeah. It was a sauna on stage.
Yes, today we need to again explain. It was 35 degrees, 36 everywhere,
and on another 10 degrees maybe.
And on stage is fucked up. Could you please introduce yourself so that we know your voices?
I'm Jacob. I'm the drummer.
I'm George. I play guitar.
I am Jack. I also play guitar.
And we have also a fourth member that's not present at the moment. He's somewhere wasted.
He's our bass player. Our bass player is not present at the moment.
Yeah, he's probably not wasted. He's probably having adventures.
Yeah. No, he's not wasted. He's
eccentric adventures. That's what he does.
Yeah. Doing his own thing. Yeah.
All right. We want to be politically correct. He's not wasted. He's enjoying life.
Oh, he's really not.
Totally true.
So honestly, I didn't know much about you before this tonight, but I checked you out. There's actually not that much information online. So could you please a little bit, for the people who never heard about you, explain quickly who you are as a band and how it's all started?
Yeah, well, it started with 3 of our actual members, with the bass player Jon, George, and me, the drummer, 10 years ago, 2012. And we're in this formation since 2015 with Jack on the second guitar, and that's actually the formation we made both our albums, and yeah, that we're going with now.
So you said both of the albums. So you had the live album, no?
They're live recorded.
It was a live recording, but it was in the studio.
So there was it wasn't really an album. There was the Deer in the Headlights session. And that was
3 songs, 4 songs.
No, well, it was like
during the headlight session. Is that what does it mean?
So that was a purely live session that we had where we played our songs, and then the first album we recorded it within 2 days, and most of the recordings were done simply live in the studio and with very little post production.
Digital or tape?
I believe it was digital. Yeah, we couldn't afford analog tape or anything. Would have been nice, but yeah.
Yeah, tape. I mean, tape is the motherfucker. It's really awesome, but really expensive. If something goes wrong, you have to go to switch to digital. That's what happened when one of the bands that I interviewed. They were preparing to record digital, but the tape machine broke down, and that day they had just recorded to digital and stuff.
Well, I think we're all big fans of 70s rock, and a lot of the recordings from those days were done live because the technology available was simply not as complex or like it is today. So we wanted to replicate the same kind of feeling, like, for example, a band like Led Zeppelin or Rory Gallagher or whatever, where you have a bit of a live feeling in the recordings. And that's why we decided to record everything, like all of us playing at the same time. Also, so that we have this there's a bit of a psychic connection between musicians when you're playing live. And a lot of bands these days are recording with click tracks and really using a lot of post-production. And we wanted to just keep it old school and keep it kind of loose, and that's how the first record came around.
Yes.
The second record was quite similar, but
yeah.
So no quantizing, no nothing.
No, the first record was really intense. It was just live. So if you screwed up at the last minute and last moment, so we had to play it like a 10-minute song again. So, but I'm very proud of what we did. So
how many takes on average did you take?
I think it was maybe 5. Between 1 and 5 for each song. I think very often we took the first take in the end, Sometimes the third take, I don't know, but yeah, something like that. And like from my side, I mean, I hear those records, or at least the first one, and I still hear little mistakes that I did here and there. I think most people wouldn't catch on to that, but it's a funny, little Easter egg, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely normal to feel, to know your mistakes, and it's a part of the process. And each time you try to make it better and stuff. And regarding that, actually, what are your plans for this year?
I guess just write new songs, or write new songs basically, and play live as much as we can.
I guess it's not the first time you play at Arena Basel.
No, it's not the first time. It's also not going to be the last time, I think.
No, I hope so not. Also, no, but I mean, like for example, Speck. I think they played it the second time. From then, I need to listen through the recording again. But it's a really cool place.
It's our fourth time Bierwoche. I think it's our fourth time Bierwoche or something like that.
Well, I love Bierwochen. So, I mean, everybody loves it.
We all love Bierwoche.
Can you explain what it is for the non-Austrian people?
Okay, so Bierwoche is something happening at the arena. Arena is a very special place in Vienna where a lot of rock concerts and stuff like that is happening, and it used to be like a free space.
Speck people said it was a slaughterhouse.
It was a slaughterhouse, then people besetzt.
So first it was a slaughterhouse, then it was squatted in the 70s.
That's the word, essentially.
And now it's kind of, still, living and still doing awesome stuff and supporting a lot of bands. And
it's actually a non-commercial place to the end now. There's no private firm or something behind it that's getting like the profits or something. So it's really a community thing. And yeah, the Bierwoche now is from the Arena Basel. There is a special place in the arena again. And they're making a week of concerts with more or less free entry. Well, you can give what you want. Like 2 to 3 bands every day, a special beer price, and a special beer every day, and a lot of fun stuff like tournaments in table soccer and whatever is funny.
And if you're non-German speaker, I have to translate. Bierwoche means beer week.
Yeah, it's a beer week, and of course you meet such awesome bands as Tonight. As we have Mothers of the Land, we have Lupus, we have Speck. A really cool lineup. That's why I was when I saw the lineup, I was like, okay, I need to interview all the guys. It's a one-time opportunity to interview all the guys at the same time. So. What do you think about? So you're recording new stuff. Do you think it's going to be a little bit different from what you did before?
For sure.
In which direction are you going? What do you think?
I mean, for me, it probably will be different, but as a listener, it's just gonna be Mothers of the Land, So it's going to have 2 guitars, wailing away, shredding, and just a lot of bendings and harmonies. So I think it's going to be pretty similar, but we'll see. It's hard to say.
So
not a lot of differences, I have to say. We're not going to have like keyboards or like but we're going to continue what we do, for sure.
We're not going to listen like a new band, probably.
So at the moment, with the bands before, all of them had their first album. They recorded their first album, right? And all of them, they feel that they're looking, and I also agree with that, they're looking for their sound. Can you say that you already discovered your sound of your band?
I think so, yeah. I think, what do you say? I mean, for me, I think we have our sound, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, well, I guess what I would say is when I joined the band in 2015, we kind of immediately had a connection or kind of a similar goal in mind, at least Georg and I, as the 2 guitarists. We're just completely in love with dual guitar harmonies. And that's something that I never get tired of doing. I think he never gets tired of doing either.
It's the best,
And, that just combined with whatever other influences we have and in new formations. And yeah, I think that's something that we'll always have. But we're open to including other things. Like there are, in the last few recordings, we've experimented more with maybe some folk elements here and there. or I don't know, other stuff. Sometimes some classical guitar elements, or but in the end, it kind of gets viewed through the lens of rock music and whatever we can execute properly in a live setting. So, and we're also a kind of band, like, there are a lot of really amazing bands, like psychedelic rock bands, that create incredibly complex recordings, where there's a lot of sophisticated instrumentation and a lot of effects and, keyboards, synthesizers, whatever. But our goal was always to be able to write songs that we're able to play live and represent live. So with the setup that we have.
Oh, that's cool. When I was listening to your music, I had a little bit of feeling of the Nordic vibe a little bit, like especially with the guitars, the solos. Like I'm not like a super deep into the music of knowing everything, but I'm average listener. I'm talking about from the idea of average listener. So would you agree that it's like
I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, it's hard to describe, to put my finger on it, but I think I know what you mean. Yeah. So,
especially in solos and the guitars, and that kind of stuff.
A bit of a weird folk vibe, and just the melodies itself. By what we listen to ourselves. It's just.
What are your main influences as a band, maybe? Or maybe, who knows, maybe you listen to Bob Marley and it's like the main influence for you.
I listen to Bob Marley, I guess, but I think it's mainly 70s rock, for sure, yeah. Like 70s rock with, like these bigger-than-life guitar players. Like, like Jimi Hendrix, Rory Gallagher, Gary Moore, these people. And even, like, modern guitar players. And also unknown bands, really. I don't know.
It would be cool to have a cool light show with your music.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, we actually used a couple of times. We used liquid lights. I don't know if that rings a bell. It works. It's great. It looks like
it's analog.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And we actually want to use that. I mean, it's hard to do all the time with all these, old projectors, but it's great to have a nice light element to it as well.
Yeah, what I mean is that you look good, you sound good. It would be cool just to have a little bit of show, because I think your music goes well with a little bit of fog.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't want to say lasers, but something like that, like something like more theatrical, something like this.
Yeah.
We talk through our music,
Yeah,
really.
I mean the transitions. I mean the music and the songs all come together. It's the whole experience, and the talking parts are just ruining the moment. And with your band, it's really crucial that there's no delay
no
between.
Bad jokes. No bad jokes.
No jokes. No how you doing. No nothing like that. I don't like such things in the band, unless it's really nice, really rehearsed.
If you have a charismatic frontman and all that, of course. Yeah.
I think whatever way you're able to connect with the audience is a good thing, and if you're able to talk to the audience in a normal way, that's of course excellent. But I was always bothered by watching bands that are in between songs and like, are you having fun tonight? I can't hear you. Say it louder. And I mean, that can be good, but that's just not our kind of showmanship. We like to speak through our music, basically. And you're right. Maybe some more visual elements would fit well too. But it's just a matter of planning and money, and like the bigger you are as a band, the more you can manage to organize a bigger show.
You mentioned that to have like a frontman, right? If you have a singer, you naturally have like a guy like in the front. So you don't have such a guy like in a traditional sense. So what do you have as a band? What's in your case? How does it work in your case?
Well, I guess you have to ask the audience. I mean, I don't know. We don't have a focus point, really. I don't know. I think it's just divided, Some people might enjoy looking at the drummer and looking at the bass player, but we don't have like this focus point. Like this.
I think maybe the the correct answer to that, or a possible answer to that at least, is the focal point is the guitar melodies, because a lot of bands use a vocalist to create catchy melodies and things you can latch onto as a listener, and our goal is to replace the singer with guitar melodies, essentially. So I think melody is very important for us. There are a lot of bands that just have riffs, and that's great. Heavy riffs are awesome, but we like to mix that with very melodic guitar playing so that people still have something to latch onto, instead of just having a vocalist. So.
And in that case, I guess it's useful to just enjoy the music and maybe close your eyes, and just get into this trance and, get yourself carried away.
When I mentioned the front guy, I mean is that usually, like, okay, if you have a standard band with a singer, it's easier because you already know what has been done before. Okay, this guy talks, he moves on stage, he energizes the audience. In your case, it's a little bit harder because I'm not sure, like, I don't know, for example, right? Like, how does it work,
We don't have a frontman, really. We don't have a frontman. We're all equal, in a way, all equal parts, and there's not one person sticking out, I think, right? So.
Why I'm asking all these questions is because I'm constantly thinking, because I work with musicians, I make music videos and I do promotion for musicians, and each time I'm seeing in what way the band can be a little bit commercial. I hate the word commercial myself, but more popular and get the audience. And when I ask about the frontman, it's because I'm thinking like, okay, with the frontman I know what to do, right? But for example, with your band, we're like, all right, so this doesn't work, that doesn't work, the voice doesn't work, which is good because in this way, like the bands, instrumental bands, they can do something completely different. So you can have more attention to the show. You can have, like, I don't know, like more theatrical regarding like changing the musicians, who's in the front or who's in the back. Have you thought about it more, like what you can do more regarding the band and regarding how you can make it bigger?
Bigger in what sense?
How can you make it more intense? Let's say like this.
Like the live experience.
Live experience, because studio, okay, we understand.
So we already had this light part now. Yes, we all agree it's really dependable on the size now, because like a show like here, it's open air. We couldn't do a liquid light show there now. It wouldn't work because of the lights now. So yeah, that's really a size question. Besides of that, we have thought about a lot of stuff, of course, but most things you just do for exactly that point are more or less silly, and yeah, we don't really like that stuff so much, so we actually just enjoy playing the music, and everything that doesn't really have anything to do with the music, we don't really understand why should it be connected to it now, and yeah, and that's kind of reflected in the show as well, of course. Now,
how well are you with the social media stuff? Is somebody doing it or not really?
I'm doing it a little, yeah. Like I'm announcing shows, of course. Sometimes I post photos afterwards. Yeah, and if we have like a new album, of course, yeah, then we maybe make a little more posts, but that's more or less it.
That's the problem with all the bands today, and they all agree. Everybody agrees that there's not enough work regarding the promotion thing. I mean, it's a completely separate work. It's like, and I wouldn't advise anyone to do it in general. It's a fuck it. I mean, of course you need to do it, but as I said to the Lupus guys, like work all with the people you know. If you can't do social media, but just spread the word regarding the music industry, like around, hang out more, spread the word at least. Because with your band, like with all the bands here, there's not much information online. Some people had to look up the names on Spotify, more info just to get the names of who they are, I would recommend everybody to have a website. I'm old school.
We used to have one, like until 2 months, or like 2 months ago, we still had one.
What was the reason? Corona?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take that.
How did Corona stuff affect you? Like fucked up as everybody else?
Yeah, of course, we had a release show planned now. Like our second album should be released in, I think, June 2020. And yeah, obviously we couldn't play the show. And we still released the album online and all that stuff, of course. But yeah, it would have been way more fun to play some shows for the release. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say maybe the biggest effect in that case with the release of our second album was that we weren't able to support it by touring at all. Yeah, because I mean, very often when you release an album, you can tour to promote it. And if you're like us, you're not extremely good at social media. Touring is one way to get the word out there. Obviously, Corona shut down that avenue, so yeah.
So now thinking about all this experience, are you gonna change something regarding your next release?
In which direction? Like
in a good direction.
Yeah, obviously we will do that. Yeah, probably we will record a little different again, like we always did so far.
You've never made music videos or any kind of visual promotion, no?
Well, we made one music video for our song Cold Sun. We had a day where we were shooting out in a rock quarry, and we actually had plans to make a longer video for our entire first album. But we decided not to use all that footage and that we just condensed it into one short video for Cold Sun, and then a friend of mine cut it together. But yeah, it wasn't a big release, it was just something we kind of did on the side. And,
Are you planning to do something like this for the upcoming release?
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe if we have good ideas, then maybe, yeah, why not?
But do you think it's a good idea? Does it help in any way?
Well, you need videos if you want to be promoted on YouTube, for example. So, but at the same time, you need a lot of luck to get. Are you signed as a band to a label?
Stone Free Records.
Yeah. Stone Free Records. Yeah, we all know Stone Free Records. Stone Free Records is a local record in Vienna, I think, in Austria. Well, I make music videos, that's why I say, yeah, of course you need to make music videos. So, yeah, but it's necessary if you want to increase your chances to get known. But that's me, I'm talking like that, of course. Okay, guys, I don't want to bother you too much. We're already around this time. So, when are the next gigs and when the new stuff is coming out, and where can people buy your stuff? You're the social media guy, tell me.
So, our next show is not announced yet, but is going to be in the end of October with 2 US bands in the Viper Room on the 25th.
Can you say which bands?
I don't think so, actually.
You're not allowed to say?
Well, it's not officially announced yet, so I'm not sure if I should say it.
Yeah, we would like to, because these bands are awesome, they're really great, but like you said, we're probably not allowed to do so.
All right, super awesome bands. On which date in Viper Room?
25th of October in Viper Room. That's going to be a fun night. That's actually our only show we planned for now. Yeah.
All right, and when are you planning to release new music, the new stuff?
Well, when we have enough material. Right now, we're still in the writing phase.
So winter next year.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah. It takes around 6 months to record everything and stuff.
We take it easy, Usually it's 4 years for an album. I mean, but who knows? Maybe we're a bit faster than this time.
We already have 2 of them now, so it's only 2 more years, probably.
I highly recommend to do it a little bit faster. It's my average opinion. Let's say like this. All right, and do you have vinyls and stuff that you can sell?
Sure. We have both albums still on vinyl. I think some copies are left. You get them in some shops in Vienna and over Stone Free Records, and obviously on Bandcamp, our main internet selling point. Yeah.
Where people can contact you to keep in touch with your Instagram?
Yeah, now I actually managed to merge Instagram with Facebook, so yeah, now I actually answer if you write me on Instagram. Also answer on Facebook, and I especially love emails. They're way better than all this social media shit. And
no TikTok?
Oh yeah, we totally planned to do that, but you know, we're not so good with videos.
Well, you can do the liquid thing, and on TikTok, you know, some stoned guys can like enjoy it. Like, you never know, maybe it goes wild.
Yeah, but I think 10-second videos and 9-minute songs, they don't really fit together too well now.
You can do at least 3-minute videos.
Oh, I have no idea of TikTok, obviously.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for this time. Thank you for agreeing to this. I wish you all the best. I would like to be on your shows in October and, in general, listen more to your music because you guys are awesome. Keep it up. All the best.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thanks for the interview.
Thank you, Mothers of the Land. So yeah, thank you everybody who participated in this interview. Speck, Lupus, Mothers of the Land. It was a great experience. It was really hot, as you can imagine, and as you have noticed, by the end of the episode, I was practically destroyed because we recorded at 6 p.m., then around 8, then around 11. I came there with musicians around 4:30. Man, it was hot. I don't know how they managed to play on the stage where it's hotter. Anyways, it was a great fun experience. The people are really nice. Thanks to all the people again. It was actually interesting. I found out that at Arena, you're not allowed to play after 11. And when I found this out, I looked up when I was standing there, and I saw 2 residential buildings, and I'm like, okay, Arena is... I'm not sure if Arena can make it anymore. If you can't play loud after 11, this is not really, I don't know, not groovy, but we'll see. But we'll see about that. I hope I'm wrong. So, as you could hear, I asked pretty much the same questions to all the bands. It was pretty cool to see how all of them respond in their own way. There's no wrong answer there, but it was, I only realized it later when I was editing the episode. Definitely I need to swear less and have more talk practice. I don't talk much in general. I should practice more, but definitely swearing less. There's no intro music, there's no outro music, because I think if it's a podcast about music, we should focus only on the music of the bands. Plus, everything that I heard that we can use for the podcast, for the actual podcast, for the intro and transitions or whatever, I didn't like it. Sounds cheesy. I couldn't find anything that would fit the podcast for now. So in the regular Interceptor Beyond podcast, we have the sounds of the system booting up and the sounds of the analog tapes being played. And in the green room sessions, there's nothing for now. Thank you for listening to the podcast till the end. I'm surprised and didn't expect that you would make it. Actually, this episode, the Green Room Sessions episode 1, is not actually one. It's a second one. The previous, the pilot, which is called Field Sessions or Field Recordings or In the Field, it doesn't matter, which I recorded with Julian, which is 4 hours long. Basically us going through the music fest, discussing things, talking to musicians, talking to the people. I haven't finished editing it yet because it's freaking 4 hours and I need to edit it out because there's stuff that we need to edit out. I'm not sure if it will go public, like on all platforms, but it will definitely be available on the Patreon page, where you can donate a small amount and you'll have access to this episode. So it's only for the hardcore fans, obviously. And yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed the previous episodes, the season 1, please spread the word. Tell your friends, people who listen to podcasts, who like music, who like rock music, who work in the music industry, who want to know more about music industry, or who don't want to know more but still interested in arts, maybe. I don't know. Tell them about it. Spread the word. And that's it. Thank you very much for staying for that long. And we will see each other, hear each other soon. There's more stuff coming up. Some more mature stuff is coming up, a level up. And that's it. I wish you all the best. Have a nice day. Bye.